Okay, time for the Blu-rays of this DVD and Blu-ray update. Hopefully this won't take as long as the DVDs. So this first one I've got is my favorite in a slasher franchise that I think I really need to give a second chance to, even though I really liked this one when I first saw it. I got the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've already reviewed the movie, so there's not much more I can really say about that. Now, these next two were things that I didn't really have much intention of owning until I just woke up one day and then got a really big desire to check these out, but hold on to them because one of them is a classic and the other one is a reimagining of a classic. And then I learned that they actually came out with a third version of this product, which I had completely missed. So I'm like, well, that'll make an interesting thing to do a comparison video of for all the different products. So I got the original short and live action remake of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And I got the Ultimate Edition here because this has a couple of extra shorts, one of which being a sequel to this that I didn't know existed, and then the other one being basically Grinch vs. Cat in the Hat, which I did see when I was younger, but I didn't get everything involved with it. So it's going to be really interesting to compare these products because I've come to realize that this really is not a kids movie, even though you see this in the kids section all the bleeding time. This is a movie made for fans of the original cartoon who have now grown up. It's a lot like the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie from what I've heard of it. Haven't watched that since I was a kid. I either should probably get off my butt one day and do that, but of course the backlog that I've got for TV shows, let alone everything else, is so huge. Criminy, huh? Right. This is something that kind of piggybacks off something in the DVD, so I'm just going to show it to you. I got the Blu-ray for the original Stargate movie. You want to get the Blu-ray because this has a few extras that the DVD doesn't. Not much more I can say about that, to be honest. Now, this next couple items that I'm going to show you is a franchise that I really enjoyed when I was younger, but then proceeded to watch to death all the bleeding time, including the Next Gen movie in this franchise. So, I'm pretty sure that it's been like 10 years since I've watched these movies, but recently I've gotten a desire to watch them and also look at the extras that are part of these releases, because I didn't really have access to extras when I originally owned these, but I got the complete collection of Indiana Jones, because by now everyone should know that they're definitively making the fifth movie, and it's not just in the rumor territory. They've got all kinds of people signed up. Sure, I don't think the script is finished yet, but whatever. So, even though this says complete, it's not really complete anymore. And even though this is the best way to own the first free movies, and you do get a bonus disc in here, you actually want to pick up Kingdom of the Crystal Skull separately because it's got its own unique disc of special features. Fortunately, this was pretty cheap, and I got this on discount, so it works out in the end. But I'm really looking forward to watching those again. In addition to sampling a bunch of cartoons, recently I've gotten a bit of a desire to do a little bit of a comparing young adult book series to see how they transitioned from book to movie, but trying to keep it semi-objective, because obviously you can't perfectly transform a book to a movie, and a lot, not all, but a lot of young adult book series, when they transfer them to movie, have been really, really critiqued as not being good, but there's actually a decent amount of them. I can name at least 3, possibly 4, that have actually made the transition from book to film and gotten decent reviews, at least from the fans of the books. So the first one I'm going to show you, which shouldn't be a surprise, it's Harry Potter. I got Prisoner of Azkaban here because when I was young and we owned the first 5, just the first 5, this was the one that I called my favorite, so I decided to sample that. And in terms of extras on the Blu-ray, you want to try to get these editions that have these alternate covers because of this stuff. I don't know if you can still get the slip covers for these, but there you go. But even if you're going to get all 7, well 8 movies, because you got to get both parts of Deathly Hallows in this line of movies, because you check the spine of the cover, you can tell that they're part of it. You also want to pick this edition of Deathly Hallows Part 2 because it's got a couple of bonus discs that have a couple of special features from the Hogwarts/Wizard collection that you can't get on the individual releases. But I should point out about that set, all but the bonus disc in that set, they're the same discs from other releases, just with different cover art. Okay? And half of the stuff that's on that bonus disc you can either find online or is a duplicate. The hardest thing to track down from that bonus disc is in this set. There you go. So after I told my, well, not told my family, but my family discovered that I had bought these 2 movies and I was telling them what I was doing, they told me, well, since you've read the books of this particular young adult series, you should do this too. And I'm like, well, yeah, logically you would think that this is a natural progression, but other than the first movie, I really don't have any interest in continuing with this. But they're like, come on, you're the one that sat through all kinds of horror movies and bad reality show seasons when you know about them. You should be able to do this too. And I'm like, alright, okay, you've got a point. I'll do it. But then I realized, well, wait. If I'm going to do this, let's at least do it right. So I got... Okay, if you feel like don't subscribe, now see ya! Okay. Why do I have these separately? 2 reasons. 1, this set I got really used, so it couldn't hold 2 of the discs properly, and as I alluded to, I actually like this one, even though this is the only movie in the franchise that I've seen, but I've not gone on record, but I have told other people this, that I will defend the first book of this franchise, all forms of it, along with the short story. Everything else, trash all you like. I'm in full agreement with you here, okay? Trash away. But, yeah. Still can't believe I did that. Oh, and, if you've been watching all of my videos, you're probably going, well, wait a minute, I thought you hated getting, sets that, have discs in, like, book packaging, because, like, this isn't book packaging. You're right, I'm probably going to get a 4, 5-disc case that, I can put those in, but you're like, well, this set comes in book packaging, doesn't it? Actually, here's the thing. If it comes with a wrap thing that has this kind of art on it, it doesn't come in a book packaging. It comes in an unfolding digipack thing, kind of like the Alien Quadrilogy, if you ever saw that. So, I've avoided that problem. So, yeah, I still can't believe I did that. Okay, let's move on while you're still interested in watching this. Filling in a gap of this franchise, even though it's still going to be years before I look at it, I got the first series of the new Doctor Who, although get this. This thing goes for a pretty penny no matter what, so I actually had to pay more for this series alone than I did for the entire David Tennant collection, because I'm pretty sure that I got the David Tennant collection for just under 30. This was just over 40. Yeah! Fortunately, getting most of the future Blu-rays from that show shouldn't be that big of a problem, but the complete Doctor sets do seem to have some exclusive extras, so I'll have to see what I'm going to do about that. But as I said, it's going to be years before I get into this. I got time. This was literally the only thing left in this franchise that I could own, but hadn't, so I got Batman vs. TMNT. And it's going to be kind of interesting to see if this is more of a Batman movie or TMNT thing. The trailer made me think that it's more Batman, but I'm not sure, because they do have both logos, if you look closely. Hoping I enjoy that, though. Sam and Isaac seem to like it. Another franchise that I watched to death when I was younger, but this really shouldn't surprise you, I got Star Wars, the complete saga. But for those of you who know your Star Wars stuff, you have to get like pretty much every release of every Star Wars movie out there ever, and I'm pretty sure that the releases of this franchise that have 4K discs on them, I can't remember what DVDcompare.net said. I'm pretty sure that they have different extras on there, but this is still giving me way more extras than I had previously, and it's about time I own the Star Wars movies on Blu-ray, you know? I'll just show you this one, because I heard good things about it. I got Batman Hush, and I'm sure that it's different from the comic, which I've never read, but I do know the infamous moment that happens in it, which was recreated for Dark Knight Rises. That should tell you. Really looking forward to checking out a lot of Batman stuff, because he is my favorite DC superhero, which isn't saying that much, because I think that's what most of the crowd says. Sorry, Superman fans, but everything in the DC animated universe seemed to feature here. Isn't that kind of telling? Right. Now, this was a rather surprise for me to buy, but I actually heard a lot of good things about it, and heard that this wasn't your typical cup of tea for a DC animated cartoon, so I picked up the first 2 seasons of Harley Quinn. Now that I've shown you it, you should be able to figure it out why I did. And finally, even though I never actually sampled the first season of this show, despite owning it for years, I decided, screw it, I've heard all kinds of good things about it, let's get it all. I got Gotham. Really hoping that I enjoy that, and yes, I am fully aware that, like with the film Joker, which is not part of that, it is a prequel. And I was really surprised that they actually made the Joker film a prequel, because I never knew that the Joker was part of a older generation, unless they're doing that for that specific DC continuity. I wouldn't know. I barely read any DC growing up, and given how many times they've rebooted their continuity, which isn't saying that much, because I know Marvel has done that at least once. Right. Alrighty, people. Well, I hope you enjoyed this DVD and Blu-ray update, and hopefully I can get back on my normal schedule with these things from now on. We'll see. COVID's a bitch.